Hi, everybody. It's Nat Grillo with my colleagues Michael Varelli and David Eccles. We're happy to see you, and this is episode 4 of Realtors in the Trenches. We're going to lighten it up a little bit this time. We're not going to have a specific topic. We're just going to maybe tell us recent story that we've had in the marketplace so that we'll see what comes out of that. And we're going to have a little fun this time because actually what you guys don't know is that the three of us are very fun, wild, and crazy guys. So let's see where this goes. So Michael or David, do you have a story that you want to share of something happened to you recently?
Well, not in particular. I think it'd be fun to explore our experiences in multiple offers, perhaps that we've all gone through over the last month or so, and it seems just to be getting more and more difficult.
Right. Okay. So I can start then. I was on an offer last week, and I tend to be a little conservative with my clients because it's other people's money, and I try to make sure they don't overspend. And a particular property came up, my clients loved it, and I didn't think it was worth it. And we did participate in the multiple offers. It was over $2 million, and it ended up selling over the asking price, and my clients didn't get it, and they were very disappointed. And now and I told them, I'm sorry, I didn't encourage you to go more, but I hold back when I don't think something is quite worth it. But I told them, I won't be quite as protective in the next round. And it creates a dilemma for realtors because, we kind of have to follow our client's lead. And even if we don't think something is worth an extra 50,000, they might. And part of what we do is to advise, but it's not our money. So we have to also allow them to express themselves financially the way they want to express themselves. So, and what this brings to light too is now on the next round, another property that comes up, I'm sure my clients are going to be much more aggressive. And so that's what you face when you're in multiple offers. Of the 6, 7 people that are offering at the table, 2 or 3 of them might have lost 4 or 5 properties. And by that time, they're going to be very aggressive on price. So that's one of the dynamics that fuels this market, especially when there's as little inventory as right now. So that's my story is basically an expression that I'm not always right on the price. And sometimes I just need to, I said to my clients, I'm going to put my big boy pants on and let you do what you got to do. So that was that. Mike, you got something?
Yeah. I mean, not I share the kind of same sentiments as you do. It's always difficult because there's so much emotion that goes into it. When there is multiple offers and that price keeps climbing and climbing, and I'm finding it difficult too to just look at comparables. I had, one agent, they had a listing up north, and I asked him, I said, what are you comparing this to? And he goes, honestly, nothing. I put it really low where I think there's a lot of buyers, and wherever the price takes us, it takes us. And, sometimes it becomes difficult in that scenario to really put a valuation and advise your clients. But I think it comes down to the position your clients are in at their point in life. Maybe that's just not the right property for a first-time buyer that, they're putting their life savings into the down payment. And then, they're going in with a firm offer on a house that, the bank comes and appraises it and says, well, it's only worth X amount, and you paid, a few $100,000 more. So I think, it's controlling those emotions during those multiple offers that's important. And sometimes clients don't see that, But, you know, I think for peace of mind for ourselves is important that we're advising them, and ultimately they do have it's their choice. But, you know, having that calmness during multiple offers, I think is important too.
Mhm.
Yeah, you
Dave, did you
make
have
a good
something?
point. Yeah, absolutely, both great points. I think there's some danger on both sides, the buyers and the sellers. You know, of course, the buyers, you want to protect their money and guide them as best as you can so that they don't overspend. You know, we have a little more bird's eye view. We see it every day, whereas a client's buying a house every 7 to 10 years. So we have a better feeling of what's happening. So I tend to agree with you, Nat, that I do the same. If it's, you know, simply not worth it, it's just not worth it, and you have to have those hard conversations sometimes with your buyers. But also from the seller's perspective, it can be very dangerous to sell a property overpriced. You know, certainly one that is grossly overpriced. Recently, we've seen townhouses in Valor Village going for almost 1.3. You know, townhouses for 1.26, and when, you know, it's just absurd amount of money. And what can happen, and you know, hopefully not. You know, certainly nobody wants to have problems on closing, but like Mike said, the bank doesn't appraise it at that value, and if the value is substantially skewed, then there's going to be a problem of not closing, and your seller may have at that point purchased a house with the expectations that, you know, they're going to get this kind of money, and now they've got a problem closing on their property, and this domino effect occurs. So it puts everybody in a level of heightened stress for sure.
Right, right. Well, you know, um, I think that people also need to be worried that if they don't get in the game, then they end up chasing the market. So whereas a property that you think is worth 1.2 or 1.3, if the market does continue, those properties will keep going up and your clients will be chasing them. So what they could have bought for 1.2 this week, next 3 weeks from now, they might need to spend 1.250. And so that's another wrinkle that goes in the market. And as a realtor, we try and stay, you know, with our ear as close to the ground and feel the pulse of the market. But it's certainly a very weird time right now, because once the weather breaks, like we're in February and there's nothing for sale, the inventory is very low. But once the weather breaks and more inventory comes, then, you know, hopefully it won't be 15 people offering on one property. It might only be 3 people offering on one property. But there's a lot of dynamics. There's a lot of moving parts in these multiple offers. So I think that'll wrap it up for today. Thank you very much for joining us, Mike and Dave. We'll see you next week. Thank you.